Dobro jutro. Moje ime je Gianluca PASSARELLI. Ja sam profesor političkih nauka na Univerzitetu Sapienza u Rimu. Biću šef misije ENEMO za praćenje parlamentarnih izbora u Crnoj Gori. Izuzetno sam ponosan što sam u Crnoj Gori, lijepoj i veoma geopolitički, važnoj zemlji. And my Montenegrin stops here. And I apologize for destroying your wonderful language. So, following an official accreditation request to the State Election Commission of Montenegro to observe the 30 August 2020 parliamentary elections, ENEMO has deployed an international election observation mission and accredited 6 core team members. ENEMO also plans to accredit an additional 8 long-term observers. So we thank you, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, for accrediting ENEMO and the mission. ENEMO, as you probably know, is an international network composed of 21 civil society organizations from 18 countries, which works in cooperation with both domestic and international stakeholders in several countries in Western Balkans, Eastern Europe, Caucasus, and Central Asia. And works namely to pursue the respect of human rights and strengthening of democracy. The core team will be based here in the capital, in Podgorica, while LTOs will be deployed and observe the election process throughout all regions of the country in 4 teams of 2. ENEMO will observe, this is very important to consider, that ENEMO is not here for tourism, but ENEMO will observe, assess, and report on key findings related to monitoring the overall electoral environment, the respect of fundamental human and political rights, such as the right to elect and stand for election, but also the conduct of election management bodies, electoral campaigns of parties and candidates, gender equity, electoral complaints and appeals, voting and counting on election day. ENEMO will assess the electoral process based on international standards for democratic elections and the Montenegro legislation. ENEMO, and I thank you, those people, has already started to meet with key stakeholders and Montenegrin authorities, including the state election commissions and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Montenegro, but also international stakeholders such as embassies representing European countries and the European delegation in Montenegro. The mission will continue to meet with different relevant stakeholders in these following weeks, and as well with the civil society organizations, media representatives, as well as with the international community in Montenegro and anybody that would meet with us. So I thank you for this. I stop here and I leave the floor to Dr. PEYTIER, which is the political analyst of the mission, and then to Dr. AGAJ, who is the LTO coordinator, and then of course we are ready to answer to your question. Hvala puno.
Thank you, Dr. Professor PASSARELLI. Thank you everyone for being here. Good morning on my side. I would, thank you very much. In addition to what was stated by Dr. PASSARELLI, I would like to add that, of course, ENEMO is well aware of the difficulties of organizing and holding elections of course, in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, which constitutes a considerable challenge, of course, not only for election management bodies, but also for voters, electoral contestants, and other stakeholders involved in the process. However, despite these challenges, of course, ENEMO will be observing and assessing the pre-election campaign and all crucial aspects of the electoral process for these elections in Montenegro. I would like to give some additional information about the plans in terms of reports that the mission will be issuing over the next few weeks. First of all, ENEMO plans to publish an interim report before the election, as well as a statement of preliminary findings and conclusions following the election day. And both of these reports, of course, will be targeted towards the national community and also the international public. And last but not least, I would like to stress the fact that all ENEMO reports and conclusions will be evidence-based and will reflect the core teams and observers' findings from the field. And also a final report after the election with concrete policy recommendations for eventual improvements in the area of elections and related policies in Montenegro will be published and presented following the elections. And on this, I thank you very much, and I leave the floor to our LTO coordinator, Gazmend AGAJ. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is the 31st election observation mission of ENEMO and the first ENEMO mission to Montenegro. ENEMO launched its activities on 6th of July with the arrival of the first core team members to Podgorica. The mission will stay in Montenegro up to 1 month after the elections. The mandate and scope of the International Election Observation Mission is limited to the monitoring of the 30 August parliamentary elections. We will not closely monitor the local elections to be held on the same day in 4 localities. However, ENEMO may consider reporting on aspects of the local elections in cases where they relate to the process for parliamentary elections as well. ENEMO operates in full compliance with international standards for election observation. The mission will deploy its observers with the aim to contribute towards a more transparent electoral process in Montenegro. Additionally, all ENEMO observers have signed the Code of Conduct for International Election Observers, and the mission adheres to the principles of objectivity and impartiality in line with international practice. Thank you very much.